What's the difference between Proxmox VE, just as a ISO that you download, and Proxmox on Debian, where you take a Debian install and you modify it to be a Proxmox install? We're going to start off this show by downloading Proxmox. From the Proxmox website, click on Downloads, go to Proxmox Virtual Environment, go to ISOs, and you'll see the ISO for 9.2, which is the latest version. You just click Download, and you'll see I've actually already started it. So once it's done, we'll continue to the next step. All right, you're going to hammer your F1, F2, F10, F12, the whole gamut of keys, and whichever one is your key to boot into a bootable device. In this case, I got tired of that and configured the system just to directly boot via the UEFI into the thumb drive, because these little Dells are obnoxious sometimes. Anyway, when you get into Proxmox, you're going to be introduced to this screen here. You're going to be able to install Proxmox VE Graphical, Terminal UI Serial Console, which, by the way, if you have a machine that's headless, this could be a way to let you do it. We're just going to do Graphical in this time. Hit Enter. And of course, it's going to go ahead and try to boot, check everything out. Now, this might come to a surprise to my viewers, but I've actually never installed Proxmox this way. I always prefer to install it custom. So this is a request based on a previous comment over the years. Somebody asked me what the difference is between Proxmox and Debian install Proxmox. Well, the biggest difference to me is my systems all have a custom storage layout. But you can also do custom networking as well, which you have limitations on here. So first, you got your end user agreement. I agree. I read everything that I see on the agreement. Yes, right? Yes. Okay. Anyway, you get the target hard drive. Now you can see here I have 2 hard drives in this system. So you would want to pick the one that you're going to install to. In this case, I'm going to do the NVMe. You have your options here to where you can specify the type of file system you want to use, the amount of storage, amount of swap, max root, max free, all that stuff here. For example, maximum swap size. Say I want to put 4 gigabytes swap. Well, you can do that here. And this is about as much as you get storage-wise. So if I wanted to do a more custom config and say OS or the local data store on the NVMe and a large data store on the SSD. Can't do that here. You can choose your drive, and then you have to configure everything later. So yeah, so you select your drive, you hit next. You're going to choose, of course, your time zone. I am in Eastern time zone, which is New York. I'm going to specify the country and all that. Leave them alone. Hit next. I'm going to put in a super secure password, which, unlike a YouTuber I watch, is not just the word action. And then I'm going to also put in my email here. Okay. Hit next. Okay, this is where you're going to get some interesting stuff here. Manageability. If you have more than one NIC, you could actually choose which one you're going to use here. You're going to specify a host name, which is in this case, I'm going to say, I'm going to name it as PVE. Now you do want to use a fully qualified domain name. So if you don't have a website, you can always just do, say, local domain, for example, or just the word local. So in my case, I have one that I use for my own. I call it that. I'm going to specify my range, or not my range, but my IP. I'll leave my default gateway and all that alone. You can change here, for example, and pin your actual host network adapters and give them, like, say, NIC 0 and stuff. That's up to you. It doesn't really matter. So hit next. And this gives you a little preview, and then of course it'll automatically reboot after successful installation. Hit install. Now this is where you sit and wait for a while it creates the partitions, configures the image and everything, and gets it ready to go. Now that's it. Installation is successful. The next steps is going to go to that URL, which you didn't get to see, but you're going to see it once the system reboots. That is going to allow you to enter into your Proxmox setup. Okay, there you go. Just let it do its thing, boot up. Now, as I said before, you're going to get the IP address and the port again. So in my case, it's the 240 colon 8006. So we're going to go and I'll show you a quick overview of what you get. And I think that'll be it for this video anyway. Okay, if everything goes so well, you would go ahead and put HTTPS, your IP address colon 8006. You would be prompted with one of these type of commands or errors. If you're in Firefox or Chrome or Edge, it'll look slightly different. But the general thing is potential security risk ahead because it says self-signed cert. You'd hit advanced. You would go ahead and accept the risk and continue. And now you'll be prompted with the ability to log in to Proxmox. Hit there, ta-da! Now, one thing left to do before I leave you here, go into repositories, find your PVE no subscription and your enterprise here. You would disable enterprise if you're gonna, unless you buy your key, you're gonna just disable it, keep it self-assigned by the PVE no subscription. And that, my friends, is that. Thank you for watching this video on Proxmox VE ISO installation. If you want further information on this or other content, please go to RavenHawkTech.com and you can see other tech tutorials and tech news. Thank you very much. Please subscribe, like the video if you like the video, and check out one of my others. Thank you. Bye.